Mexicans, man, what a freaking Friday today is. It is the best Friday, in my opinion. I'm feeling good. We're here celebrating, guys, January 20th being the big day where we're going to say goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Get the hell out of here. Thank you very much for your service. Get out of here. We don't need you. We don't like you. You've done enough damage to our industry. Go and cause some harm somewhere else. We are through. It is amazing, guys. The news that came out yesterday, January 20th, man, is going to be the day where our crypto gets to run so effing hard. The shackles will be lifted with Trump in office, with stupid Gensler out of office, and us having the opportunity to absolutely rip these assets against the dollar. I am excited, guys. Man, I saw that yesterday, and I was pumped. I was so pumped. In fact, I was so pumped, I even did a little bit of a dollar cost average in yesterday on the RH asset that was down the most, which when I did it at the time yesterday, it was ink. So I bought a little more ink yesterday. I topped up my ink bag just to see what's going on, what's going to happen. I feel like it's the one that hasn't been getting the most amount of love. And I know what happens. If you focus on the one that's losing the most, that's usually the star of the show on the next pump. Look, not financial advice, guys. I'm just a dude on the internet who speculates on his own freaking money. You're here just watching me being entertained by what I do, and that's all this is. You know, you can go buy stocks or bonds, like Sami always says. See how well you do in the market there. But man, exciting times, man. I am just so pumped with all the news that's coming out, and it's like we are getting the perfect layup for one of the most parabolic bull runs that we've ever seen. Now, I don't know if we call that a super cycle. I don't think the time will change where this time is different as far as the time length. The 4-year cycles are 4-year cycles, just how it goes. These are the narratives that are coming out and part of the bull run that was always there because we're just in a movie. The script's already been written and we just got to participate in it. It's funny how this stuff it plays out. But we might see a super cycle in the sense of like we could see parabolic prices higher than we ever possibly could imagine, right? You know, Richard Hart, he's predicting $240,000 Bitcoin, right? That's pretty astronomical in my opinion. And even if it gets close to that, we are going to have just some insane altcoin seasons. And if it goes over that, it could be even more insane. I see people calling, way over. I think it was, the heck's his name? He was in jail for a while. He got out of jail. Arthur Hayes. He was calling for $750,000 Bitcoin. I'm like, holy shit. And I like to listen to some of these guys. Some of these guys are smart. Arthur Hayes is smart. He's not an idiot when it comes to crypto. But it's hard to believe a $750,000 Bitcoin. But with this kind of like setup, I don't know. Like my head can't conceptualize what price target we could go to, and even at a $240,000 Bitcoin, what's Ethereum? I would argue and say anywhere from, I don't know, $20,000 to $30,000. I know. And then we know there's two entities that may or may not be tied together. Who knows? But that has 317,000 Ethereum in it that likes to buy our stuff. I can't even imagine. I don't know what that is. To do the math on it, $20,000 Ethereum times 317,000. It's just stupid. It's billions of dollars. Just dumb. It's a lot of money, and we're pumping good without even all this, this extra fuel that can be poured on the fire. Man, it's just it's good. It's a good time to be alive, guys. We've suffered a lot in the bear market. I am DCA'd out. I know I said all the time, and I keep DCAing. It's man, because we're still closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I'm man, I'm just I got to keep putting money in. But I am definitely DCA'd out. I can't wait till where I look at the charts and go, oh, I'm not buying any of that stuff. That stuff's way too up. I can't wait for that day. Oh, man, it's going to be fun and exciting, man. But, guys, This is the Open Mic Friday, where this is your show. You guys come on and talk about anything we want. We can talk about real estate. We can talk about, not paying taxes. We had Chris on yesterday. If you guys got any questions about that, you can come and ask. I don't know all the answers like he does, but I could try and see what I could, what I can answer. He's an excellent resource for our community. I feel like he's probably like the GOAT when it comes to this kind of stuff, because I've been in multiple masterminds, talked to multiple tax strategists and CPAs and everything else under the sun about, how to not pay the 3-letter agency without moving to Puerto Rico. I moved to Puerto Rico because I couldn't find any better options. And I feel like he's got it, man. So if you guys, book a call with him if you're here in the U.S. Unfortunately, outside of the U.S., guys, I don't have anything for you. Although we are doing this. He's got his own network of people he knows, and he's pretty in the know as far as like what he does, right? Like we all are, right? Like if you want to talk to another crypto influencer in our community, I could make it happen, right? Like it's the same kind of thing where he's going to start asking around for you UK folks, Europe, what options might be there for you, and who. And more importantly, who to connect you with, right? I think that's the more important part of the equation. There is what professional to connect you with that's smarter than all of us, that knows how to save you guys money over there in the UK and Europe and wherever else you're at. And so we're going to do a little bit of due diligence and research on that, and maybe we can find you guys something. That'd be really cool. It'd be really cool if we could do that. But otherwise, US guys, we got it for you. Come all. I will be using the trust when I leave Puerto Rico. Probably going to leave Puerto Rico. I mean, I don't know. It's 50-50. I'm probably going to leave next year. This was never our forever home. We moved out here for the journey of it, the adventure, right? The adventure of it. And plus, the tax savings and to be around other crypto people. But next year's our 3rd year. We can leave. And that's also why at the top of the bull run. And I don't know if I want to sit around here another 4 years waiting for another market cycle. I don't know if that's what I want to do. I don't see that in the cards. I don't know. So maybe the end of 25, beginning of 26, who knows? And that's when we exit out of Puerto Rico. And then I start using this trust. It'd be interesting to see. Playing it by ear. We do like it here, but there's some inconveniences. The biggest one, man, guys, it's the mosquitoes. They eat my daughter alive. She's 3 years old, and they just freaking tear her up. And she doesn't know, like, not to scratch it, and it gets infected. And it's like, and then my wife gets all pissed off, and it's like, then she gets frustrated with Puerto Rico. And I'm like, in Arizona, where we're from, there is no mosquitoes. There's no bugs at all, except for like the nasty ass scorpions that you might see once a year, depending on where in Arizona you live. But you don't have these problems. There's other problems though. Everywhere you go, you have you're trading one set of problems for another. That's all that shit is. So real quick, before we go to the chat and before I drop the link for Open Mic Friday, let's at least take a quick look at the secret chart and make sure we're not scammed over here in the DeFi Crypto Alliance show, where we're doing our best to bridge the gap between our entrepreneur friends and the crypto guys, the crypto communities, mainly Pulse Chain. And man, look at the weekly freaking W. God, guys, this is so freaking beautiful. I mean, I don't know how you can't be bullish on this ecosystem. I mean, guys, this is months of price action against the second biggest blue chip in crypto. Like, come on. We're just in a movie. The script has already been written. You just got to participate, guys. Have a little faith. Takes faith, right? And anything we do in life, go build a business. You need faith. Getting closer to God takes faith. Investing in crypto and seeing the vision takes faith. All this stuff does, right? And now you can kind of see the faith is coming to a realization, right? It's coming to a reality. And the price chart's showing it, and the price is showing it. Man, look at this, guys. Pulse is 4068. I saw it hit 7 yesterday. It came back a little bit, but still, that's fine. That's to be expected. It's crazy, man. We're 30% from SAC, guys. Let's go. Pulse X. Let's go. We're halfway to SAC with Pulse X. Like, I don't know, man. We're almost halfway to sack with Pulse X. Let's effing go. Ink's at $3. I think I got it yesterday for like $2.70. I'm a little up on my last buy, which is not bad. Hex is just kind of holding steady. We talked about this in the show the other day that Hex is probably maybe at a local top, not at like a market cycle top or anything like that, but people are using Hex as a Bitcoin, right? In our ecosystem, they get into Hex first. That's our Bitcoin. It skyrockets up. People are using that because it's the first one, the first mover, like Bitcoin, literally. That's the same. It is our Bitcoin. And now people are, they're taking that money and rolling into other assets of the core. And then once that happens, man, we're going to see the altcoins start shooting up. I mean, you got Solid X, guys, almost $25. Guys, the freaking game that's coming out on Solid X is GOAT mode. I was able to get on one of Randy's calls the other day, and I haven't been plugged in a while. It's good that I plugged in. And I'll be out in Panama, guys, in the end of January, speaking at the No Permissions event. So I'd love to see you guys hang out and get to know you guys better. It'd be great. So it's good to meet you guys in person. But man, the game is so GOAT mode, man. In this, the Firewell, he owns casinos in real life. And he knows how to market casinos. He owns online casinos. Like, this is what he does now. Like, it made a ton of money Hex, and then he does casinos. Like, that's his stick. So he's creating an online casino. He is gonna, use his marketing skills that he already knows how to market these type of products to the world. And this online casino can be used from any blockchain, any EVM blockchain. So Avalanche, Ethereum, obviously. Why am I drawing a blank here? Any EVM chain, Binance, right? Any of these. Obviously, Pulse Chain, that's a given. But any EVM chain with just about any token you could go in and gamble with. And it buys and burns Solid X and Ink. Literally, guys, by you owning Solid X now, you own shares in that casino. I worked in the casino business for 13 years. It's what I used to do before I became an entrepreneur, before I got into real estate. I did it way too long. Jeez. But I know that business quite well. I've seen the in and outs. I see how much money it freaking makes. It's ridiculous. And I've always wanted to own a casino. Man, I own a little bit of Pulse Pot. We have Pulse Pot right now on Pulse Chain. That's like owning the casino also, like an actual casino. I know people say Pulse X is a casino, but not really. That's a trading platform. It's a decentralized exchange. And yeah, owning Pulse X is like owning shares in that decentralized exchange, which is fucking awesome. Just telling you. But owning Solid X is in the same regards of how you own Pulse X to the DEX is owning Solid X to the casino now. Man, this is like, I'm super, super stoked about it. But you'll see all these little meme coins start popping off. It'd be nice to see some of the utility stuff pop. I don't know if it will or not. Yeah, let's see what happens here. I saw IMPLS got a really cool bid. I don't want to pull the chart up because it'll take forever. Let's see if I can find it on here. IMPLS shot up to almost 50 cents last night, which is ridiculous. You guys know I like that protocol a lot. I'm utilizing it for my liquidity providing. I'm compounding my liquidity in there. It's doing great. I've like almost got no impermanent loss. There it is, like 44 cents. Crap. When I started providing liquidity, guys, I bought a little bit of it, not a lot. Like I put a couple $100 here and there. But when I started providing liquidity, it was like 5 cents. This is insane. The protocol is I think one of the most undervalued protocols on Pulse Chain for what it does and the value that it brings. It's impressive. So much luck to these guys. I hope they blow it out of the water. I hope they end up like Beefy Finance and just freaking slay the game. I would love to see that happen. I love seeing the builders win. The builders are what drug us through the bear market, through this freaking mud. And the meme coin guys too. I like the meme coin guys too, man. I like meme coins. I like the builders. Doesn't mean I own them or I own all of them. It doesn't mean that. It just, we need all this, in my opinion. We need all this to be a thriving, successful chain that's going to shoot to the freaking moon. And we need all of it. So the influencer coins are cool. I own almost all the influence, not all of them, but almost all. 7G, I'm in 7G. I can't wait for that to launch. I think that's going to go to the moon. He's got probably one of the best communities in the influencer coins. I can't see that one not shooting straight up like a freaking hockey stick. And I could be wrong too. So not financial advice once again, guys. Just speculating on my own money is all this is. I'm going to drop the invite in the chat. Come one, come all. Let's talk about anything you want. More than happy to wrap it up with you. Anything wealth, health, obviously crypto. You guys love crypto. And January 20th too, man. Guys, that's a party day. That is effing party day. Like, gosh, that feels good that the actual resignation is in. And we are there. I just can't believe he literally is one of the main causes of the entire bear market. You know, not entirely, but you know, FTX collapse was like the big catalyst. Luna collapse was a big catalyst. You know, I remember those when the bull market was ending. But then here comes Gary Gensler after FTX trying to be like, oh yeah, I missed that one, but I'm going to go and save the day with all these other ones. Yeah, all the good ones. Thanks, bro. Thanks for not catching Sam Bankman-Fried in freaking Alex Mashinsky. God, like you got to be kidding me. Yeah, go after all the good guys. Sure, dude. Makes no sense. Let's go to the chat while we're waiting for you guys to hop on. If you guys don't want to hop on, totally fine too. More than happy to stream alone, but would love some of you guys to come up and say hi. XESS. What is up, man? Good morning to you. Good morning. Tom, what up, bro, man? How you doing? Tom's in our community. One of the guys who spearheads some of the meme coin stuff in there that's doing really well. Tom's a good dude. Top hat in like RH, man. I tell you, I was at the Halloween store getting a costume for a big case party, and I liked it, man. I think, this is mini RH here, so this is I'm gonna keep it, and when I'm celebrating, I'm gonna wear it. That's for the year. Love it. X Majestas, bro. We are set to go. We are, man. Bags are packed. I'm freaking loaded to the hilt. I'm pumped. Health has never been better, so I'll be able to celebrate with you guys and keep pumped all through this bull run. My energy high, just because my health is good. And 2025 is the year of wealth. Remember, guys, that's the year of wealth. We're all going to do it. Hexpedition. And that's because, remember, I believe in every family lineage, there is a chosen one, the one chosen by God. Look, you don't have to believe in God. It's up to you. I do, right? But I believe in every family lineage, there's a chosen one appointed by God to break the chains, the curse of mediocrity for your lineage forever on, to get rid of debt slavery, the 9-to-5, 401k dependent, give your whole entire life up for nothing, essentially. And I'm here to break that curse in my generations, so in my family. Timmy Corrado, sorry if I butchered your name. Yo, good morning, Corey. Let me know if you still need someone to show you the dope actuator platform. Love to provide you value. Yeah, man, I was going through it the other day. I understand it for the most part now, and we're gonna have the founder on Monday, but we might still, I still might have a hop on with you, or maybe we have you just come onto our community and present it from one of the Zoom calls. But I'm trying to lock in the founder for Monday. It's not guaranteed yet. And if he comes on, then I'll have him do a walkthrough too. Anything that's built on Hex, I love. Like, come on, let's build as much as we can on that. Like, this whole build on Titan X is the stupidest shit in the world. No, why isn't there hashtag build on Hex? Where's that? Where's hashtag build on Hex? Like, come on, let's build all these protocols on Hex and suck up the supply of that. That's what I love. Come on, man. Let's change the narrative. But yeah, it's like a bond mechanism built on Hex, which is really, really cool. And you can use these derivatives and make really high PYs and liquidity providing, which is fun. Yeah. How much better can it be? Man, RH streaming again. We will hit BTC $100,000 here in the stream. It could happen, man. It could absolutely happen. I figured it was going to happen by today or tonight. Like going into the weekend, I figure like we'll roll right over $100,000 in Bitcoin. It was just kind of like as the weekend comes into the weekend. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. If you're bullish in the middle of the week on your crypto assets, then usually the weekend's bearish. Or it's vice versa. That's a short term. Like it's not like always set in stone. I notice like if we're bearish in the middle of the week, like going through the week, then the weekend comes and then we're bullish. Like I don't know why that is. It's weird. So we've been bullish all week. Do we see like a rollover? Maybe it goes right over 100K and it kind of rolls over and goes back down and touches like 93, 92. I don't know. Just speculating for fun, you know. What up, guys? Good evening. Oh my God, what up, bro, man? Best Twitter content, period. I don't care what anyone says. Also, a nice rebound on Fart yesterday after Jeets leaving. I am pumped. I don't own any Fart coin. I don't know about that one, and it sounds like it's comical. Almost as comical as Dick with Butt. So we'll see how it catches on. I hope it does well for you, Hans. Ruth, good afternoon, ladies and gents. Human Hex Trafficker, what's up, girl, man? How you doing? How you doing, man? Long time no see, man. I'll be out in AZ soon. Kaiser, don't forget the millions of ETH that went into the Hexo, the AA, and massive BTC bag RH holds. Now, I believe in the massive BTC bag that he holds, but there could be some speculation that the Hex AA ETH may or may not been used to buy up Hex for the 10,000X. No, who knows, man? But it's a lot of shit. Dude, nobody has no clue how much that money that man has. Like nobody. Like all everyone does is point to the freaking sack wallet. Like what? That's not RH's wealth wallet or his net worth wallet. Like that's just what we sacked, and that's what we sacked minus the Hex, right? And so like that's why everyone points to it. It's like no, there's a lot more than that. Like I know 317 ETH that is coming in, will be willing to come in and buy this shit. Like I mean, so I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I read 2.3 million ETH. Don't know if that's correct though. Yeah, going into the Hex AA. That's probably accurate. Francis, hello all. What is up? Yo, mommy, is this rally real? It's real, man. It's we are at that point of the cycle. Glad I hold my SolidX and Nope bags. Kaiser, seriously, man, I've never been more bullish on SolidX and Nope too. Nope will do well as a carry through because Randy's kind of tied to this whole thing. But man, I'm excited for it, man. Let's see what they build. True Moxie Alive has launched. Super cool. Glad for you guys, man. I don't own much Axis, so I won't be turning it in for my live. I'm just going to hold, and I'm not participating. I'll just hold with the little Axis that I have. I don't have a big bag of it. Axis Alive will help pump the Hex Calm Fusion. Yep, I'm about that part, though. I'm about that part. Hans, kind of wild on me that IMPLS is under 100,000 market cap. Like, come on. Worry me more. Worth way more, in my opinion. Yes, I agree. 120%, 113,000. Yeah, because it got pumped. But man, I think that thing can be a multi-million-dollar market cap coin when we're in the midst of the bull and you have all the degens coming in here and providing all this liquidity from this one, this protocol, and this one, and then they're all like, it's getting all crazy. I can see that thing FOMOing up just like Beefy Finance and doing amazing gains. We'll see. I could be totally wrong too, and it could go to zero. I mean, what do I know? So, well, cool. I'm going to pause the chat right there. We'll come back if we need to because we got Frank Conversations here joining us. Man, what is the good word today, bro? How you feeling?
You touched on all of it already in like the last 10 minutes, man. The good word is, IMPLS, SolidX, Axis.
January 20th.
Yeah, January 20th. I mean, what else is there to say about that? It's like a synopsis of it just feels good right now. And, I've said this before, it's, don't take your eyes off the road right now, because we've all worked hard through the bear market. We've been DCAing, et cetera. There's still a lot more work to do to, accumulate our gains and, just keep your eyes on the road. And it's only the beginning right now of the bull market. So, lots more to come. It's funny. There's I feel like I don't want to focus on anything else right now other than crypto. I mean, I felt like that before, but like I have no interest in anything else outside of crypto right now. I'm kind of one single-minded, but
100%. I mean, stick to the plan, man. The plan that you laid out for yourself for the last like 2 years, right? Like building this position that you have in crypto and like understanding how cycles work and all these different coins and their fundamentals and tokenomics and how they all meld together and help each other. So like, yes, stick to the plan, stay the course. Like this is the fun time. And just like in the bear market, you can lose sight because you just don't feel good and everything sucks. In the bull market, when everything's euphoric, make sure you got to keep level-headed too. When it's time to take profits, when it's time to like maybe provide some top-side liquidity, and the things that we need to do when it's time to slowly start exiting and going into the wealth preservation stage. And so it's fun, man, to be in that in between. Like, oh my God, here we go.
And for the people that have kind of ran out of money or shoestring budget or whatever, no action you take right now is too small. Any action you take could be a really big action. Even if you're just throwing a couple $100 into something, you have no idea. You could, that $200, $300 could become $50,000 and at the end of the cycle. So just keep putting in, and those, none of this is financial advice, but that's what I mean. You just got to keep taking action. And don't get rusty, because if you don't take action during the upswing, you're as you exit, you want to keep things very fluid. I'm trying to articulate something here.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Keep your foot on the gas and don't take break, and just stay on it.
And keep your emotions in check. That is probably one of the hardest things that we all have a problem with, because we're human. That's just part of the deal, man. But what's up, Chew Moxie? How you doing, bro? Are you remodeling back there? Are you doing
I'm in my garage.
Oh, okay.
I finished a big remodel about 6 weeks ago on my house, though, in the kitchen and basically the whole upstairs.
Oh shit! Do you do the construction? Do you do the work?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I own a construction company, but I just point and the guys get it done.
Oh, right. Well, man, where you located? You don't want to tell your location.
I'm in Colorado.
All right. I'm out from Arizona. I was like, man, good contractors are hard to come by. I used to flip houses for a living for the longest time. It was kind of my shtick for a while, and good work, man, is tough. I got one guy out in Arizona that's a badass, but he's one guy and one crew. Like, if you want to scale your business and start doing like 20, 30, 40 houses at a time, you need more than one crew, and it's tough. But those guys are awesome. But man, yeah, that was always the biggest struggle of that business. But how you feel about crypto, man? What's going on?
I mean, it's an exciting morning. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Alive launched about an hour and a half ago. It's a derivative off of Axis. You have to stake your Axis in order to get Alive.
Yep.
Alive is going to be paired with Calm and try and pump the price of Calm so that it encourages longer term hex staking.
Love that.
And so, we're trying to get the rebate up on Calm. If you can get, where is that price at? 10, 15, 20, 30%. Whereas if you take 10 grand and stake that out 15 years on Hex, you get that instant Calm rebate. Like, where does that price have to be for people to, take decent amounts of money and stake their Hex out long term?
I'd say about 50%, probably. That's like just a quick guess in my head. Like for me, like I'm like, okay, if I were to stake 10 grand out, 5, and I got 5 grand back instantly as like a rebate, like through Calm, I'd probably go ahead and do that. If I was going to think about doing that in the first place, like it has to be like, oh, let me think about doing a long stake. But that would incentivize me enough to push me over the top there and initialize the 5. I'm getting half back. I'm like, well, I'm getting half back, and I got all that value stored for long term. That's sexy. So for me, in my head, that's what it would take. From some people, it'd probably be more, and for some people, it's gonna be less.
Right.
Hey, True Moxie, is buying Axis off the market a good thing to do? Alive off the market a good thing to do right now?
Not. I don't think yet. It looked like it got botted this morning. When I burned my Axis or staked my Axis this morning, it was like 1,000% rebate. And the coins were, $1,000+ a coin, but there's no liquidity on it. It looked like the bots just came in, pushed the price up. My guess is like the bots are actually going to get screwed on this one. Because that's obviously way overpriced with 1,000% rebate on it. It
Sure.
should be, somewhere between like 20 to 80%, or I guess the free market will decide where that rebate needs to sit. And so the price of Alive is really going to depend on where the price of Axis is sitting. And right now I would buy Axis and then stake it for Alive. I wouldn't buy Alive off the market this morning until the price comes down a tiny bit.
Yeah, wait for I mean, you're good at the TA stuff too, True Moxie. So, I'm sure I'm sure there's not really a price chart on it right now, but there will be.
Yeah, you just need to look and see like, okay, well, there's going to be an arbitrage constantly between Axis and Alive. Does it make more sense to burn my Axis right now, or does it make sense to buy Alive off the market?
Sure.
And that arbitrage is going to go back and forth. At a 200 to 1,000% rebate on Alive, it's obviously smarter to just buy Axis off the market, stake it, and get the Alive, dump the price down, and then buy Axis back up and keep rotating that cycle until the rebate's at a reasonable spot. And then, once the rebate is low, then you start buying Alive off the market. And so you just counter trade wherever the market's at on it.
For sure. And you want to if you want to point them where to go. And guys, full disclosure, I'm not invested in this. I have a little bit of Axis token in my portfolio. I'm just going to keep it that way. So do your own due diligence, your own research. Could do great. Could do amazing things.
AxisAlive.app.
AxisAlive.app. That's easy enough.
And it's got a beautiful user interface. They're going to try and bring this to hex staking as well. But you can see who the top
interface.
Oh yeah, the interface is amazing on it.
I would love that.
Yeah, it's really nice. So is the play then to just stake it as soon as possible?
I staked it as soon as it went live this morning.
Okay.
And I'll probably, it's the game theory on it is like it doesn't make sense to do short stakes with it because the rebate is drastically cut the shorter the stakes you do.
Yep.
The same dev Kodiak that did the COM for Hex did, approach to Axis to do this for the Axis Alive token. And so it's a lot of the same game theory, except this you can only stake it for Axis for 8 years, which kind of comes into cycle theory on it's during a bull run, it's during a presidential election.
Oh, it's 2 cycles away. Yeah,
it's 2 cycles out.
So you can only do it for 8 years.
8 years is the max on.
That's the max.
Oh, the max.
Right.
Well, all right.
But like staking it for a year, it's not like Hex because when you burn Axis, half of it gets burnt, half of it gets staked. So it's taking Axis off the market, so it becomes even more rare to pump the price of Axis further up. And then by Alive and COM getting paired together, being they're much lighter with less liquidity than say like Alive and Hex or Axis and Hex. Like Hex is too heavy to be able to pull the price of Hex up with those pumping, whereas like we can pull the price of COM up to give people a better rebate on to encourage longer Hex staking. So it's pretty good game theory here. Let's see how it plays out. But the idea is how do we get people to stake Hex out for 15 years and take it off the market?
Yep.
And get Hex to those goals of $5, $10, $25, $50 that we all want, right?
Well, the timing is good because, you know, if you
Timing's
did
perfect.
for 8 years, you're going to end up right now in the cycle potentially, right, at the same mark of the next of the 4 years of the bull run, or 8 more, beginning of the bull run in 8 years. So that's kind of cool if you
Yeah,
did it.
and it seems like it just launched right when everything's just about to explode.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everybody's like stoked on the price action we had on Pulse Chain and the volume we had yesterday. You know, Bitcoin's almost 100 grand, not far away from probably it going sideways, and Ethereum just like skyrocketing to 8 or 10,000.
Let that happen.
I mean, you know, if you've been in Axis's group, you've just seen how amazingly he times his calls. You know, a lot of us have made a lot of money, you know, taking some of his advice on when to get into something. You know, literally, like, what was it, a year ago? He's like, yep, now's the time to buy EHEX. And the next day it did a 3X. You know, so, and a lot of us rotated back into EHEX the day before that happened. You know, he just times those calls so well. And so, like, the timing of this, I don't think is by mistake.
Oh, for sure. No, he understands cycle theory. So, like, why would you, if you understand cycle theory, why would you time it any other way? Yeah, that's 100%.
Well, and they've spent, you know, 8 or 9 months working on this, with trying to game theory all of it, as to, you know, this wasn't just, you know, thought up, written down on a napkin and then launched. Like, there was a lot of thought, and Kodiak's just an amazing dev. So, you know, there was a
He's
lot
an
of
OG Hexakin too, right? Like, isn't he? He's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Math wizard, from what I understand, you know, that's how he came up with all the stuff for Calm, and you know, he saw the price action. If you look at the Axis chart, like, it's one of the best charts on Pulse Chain, and you know, so he came to Axis to try and help do this. And like the you know, like you were saying earlier, is, you know, the build on Titan-X, like, why aren't we building on Hex, right?
Yeah,
like, that's essentially, that's what this is. This is building.
I love that.
This is building for Hex, not necessarily on Hex, but it's building for Hex.
I want to see more on, like, consuming the supply of Hex, like what they do over there in Titan-X. Like, why you could do exactly just that over here and bring all those stupid protocols over here and launch them on Pulse Chain, and it's vacuum up all the Hex supply. Like, and it's frustrating to me because I see a lot of the Hex OGs going over there and actually building on Titan-X. Like, what the F are you doing? Like, why are you? I mean, I get going over there and speculating and making some money and bringing it back over to Pulse Chain. I do that. But, like, to go over there and build, like, just, that's so frustrating to me. I'm so annoyed at that. Like, come over and build on Pulse Chain. Come over here and build on Hex. Like, what are you doing over there? Like, hashtag build on Hex. Hashtag build on Pulse Chain. F you guys.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, do we have such short-term memories that we forgot that it was like $1,500 to end a stake, and it was $700 to do a swap sometimes? Where, like,
I remember that. Oh,
you know,
I paid $500 one time. I actually paid it because I can't remember what was the deal or what I was doing at the time, but I paid it.
yeah, I mean, the little guys were priced out last cycle.
You got
right? Like,
that's it.
That's
it.
You know, I don't know that they've gotten all those issues fixed over on Ethereum yet. Maybe they will in the next couple of years, but, like, what happens with ETH is 8 or 10, 15 grand, where everybody thinks it's going, and what's your cost going to be to do a swap? I mean, if you've got $5 grand in Titan-X to sell, and it costs you $2,000 to do a swap, like, you know, how well did you really do on that trade?
Not well at all. The Ethereum blockchain did well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what Hex spent $100 million on ETH swaps last cycle.
I think that was the statistic. Yeah.
What was that again? How much was spent?
$100 million.
Wow.
Just swapping and staking Hex.
Wow. It's an insane number. Richard's mentioned it before on his old streams.
And just think, like, what would $100 million injected into Pulse Chain right now do?
No, that'd be great.
I mean, there's a calculator for it. I don't have.
Yeah, I just, I'm all for the camp of being diversified or even going playing somewhere else and bringing money back. Like, I'm cool with that. But like, if you really hear about the community and like, why are you building over there? Like, that's what's really like, that's a slap to the face to me. Go over there and participate, fine, make money, but man, build on Pulse Chain, man. I thought that's what you're about. Build on Hex if you want to really get granular, but just building on Pulse Chain period is just, I mean, at least, Axis and Alive, that's going to be liquidity bonded with Calm. Calm's going to skyrocket because of Alive, which helps Hex, and it's built on Pulse Chain. So it's a double thumbs up in my opinion because of those two factors right there.
Well,
And it's fascinating to me.
And let's not forget that, Axis, one of Axis' biggest pairs is Solid X. And
I got a nice bag of that, so I'm ready.
Solid Hex just paired $1 million worth of ink off the bottom, basically, with Solid X. And so, with the way the liquidity bonding works, is like if ink pumps to, $20, $50, $100, $1,000 this cycle, Solid X is leverage on ink essentially now. And Axis is tightly paired with Solid X, and then Alive, like the liquidity webs here are just insane.
Yep.
And I can't remember who it was, but I saw a mainstream media guy talking about it recently, like that people on Pulse Chain understand liquidity more than any other community, like by a lot.
Yeah.
You can't do this on Ethereum. To go set a V3 or a V2 position on Uniswap, it costs $300 to $500. Still, like right now, with the gas prices that are at, once we get into the full-on bull market, like you can't go just put up and take down liquidity positions. It costs too much, whereas it costs pennies on.
You can play all day. You can play in and out all day. Adjust your ratios, whatever you want to do. Adjust your assets. Over on Ethereum, you do that and you get smacked in the face.
And if you guys haven't seen Crispy's graphics for like the liquidity webs, I mean, that's one of the most amazing visual of like what's really going on. And if you're going to provide LP, like you can to use his site hexfire.io, you really know where you can put your capital to like make the most off liquidity positions and what's actually getting the volume, what ranges to set those in so that you're maximizing it. What assets are kind of moving together so that like you're making the most on fees without taking a lot of impermanent loss. Like if you use that data correctly, like you can make a lot of money this bull market.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. I mean, it gives you all the APYs, and I mean, yeah. Where is that spreadsheet hosted at? I think they put it on one of their YouTubes. Obviously, if you're in their Telegrams, you can get it, but you know where they keep it at?
I mean, I think it's on his. I'm not sure where the spreadsheet is. I'm a member of the hexfire.io.
Right.
So he does have two groups on Telegram. One is his email list. So if you're just on his email list, you can get into that Telegram. And then he's got another Telegram just for his members. On Hexfire, there is hexfire.io. There is a data set for free. And then his other stuff is behind a paywall. And I will say, like, Crispy Man works relentlessly on
yeah, he does.
Stuff. He's got, he probably works 50, 60, 70 hours a week providing some of the best data out there. And he has to pay for servers and to have this stuff up. So like paying for a membership in his group is highly worth it. And he's probably well underpaid for what he actually gets for his memberships. Just on what he actually has to spend and the hours he puts into it.
Yeah, he's one of the few that I'm not in. Maybe I'll join it. I'm part of Randy's. Obviously, I'm part of Axis's. I try to get it as many as possible. I mean, I love the influencers and their coins and all that. Speaking of influence, we got Mr. Seven in chat. What up, bro? Want to say hi to you, my friend. He has one of the biggest Pulse Chain channels in Pulse Chain land, and I'm looking forward to 7G, bro. Can't wait because I think that thing's gonna moon. But yes, I might end up joining Crispy Mans because man, he's such a good data analysis. Like he's got all those like different algorithms to predict the next Bitcoin top.
The
Like
Mayor multiplier.
Mayor multiplier, and there was like a 2 or 3 other on there too. I can't remember. He was showing us one day, and man, he's just a smart dude, really smart dude. So
yeah, especially if like you're a really data driven type person, he does it in his private group where like if there's data he doesn't have, you can go, you go ask for it and he'll help put it together. It's not just whatever he's got going on. Oh, look at there.
Hey, boys.
No, don't you go like this? Is it like this?
It's
There you go.
Live long and prosper, Frank.
Yeah, thank you.
he's traveling Warp 5 to the Bull Run.
We don't give 2 fucks if you join us.
No, I'm here. We give more bucks.
We get more fucks. That is right. Hey, speaking of fucks and 2 fucks, and I love IMPLS. What are the odds of getting an IMPLS? So I'm providing liquidity over there, and of course, it's in a 50-50 pool, which I'm not a fan of. What are the odds of us getting an 80-20 pool over there? I would love to move that liquidity sooner than later because I feel a bull run upon the horizon.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that certainly there's no barrier to entry for who could set up a pool. So that 100%.
Right. So they just set up it at Fox, and then basically someone's got to go in there and give it a gauge.
Yeah, for like the gauge is the is the part that requires bribes. The setting up the pool is open to everybody.
Okay. Huh.
So, but I don't like if there's community there and the volume of the pool is decent. I don't see why that couldn't be a gauge pool. Of course, I don't decide on that, but I know some guys. We could maybe work it out.
It's pretty simple, right? It only takes about 35 grand to get a whale position right now, and 2 fucks and then you can go get your voting power where you
could be the one. Yeah, you the one who gives the gauge. Then basically,
the vote, like as far as voting power goes, about like 14 grand via 2 fucks buys you 1% of the votes on fucks, and 1% of the votes on fucks is enough to make a pool pay about 30% APR. If it's 100 grand, you have a 100K pool,
right?
So if it's less than 100K pool, then it would pay more.
Right?
And that's continuous APR, and that fluctuates depending on people going in and out of the pool. But definitely, it's a bit of a whale game for sure. There'll also be the brag rate protocol coming up very soon, where a person could temporarily boost a pool for 1 voting cycle if somebody wanted to sell their votes that cycle for the bribe that's on the table. So,
any updates on when that is coming, or is it just like 2 more weeks, like always?
It's Yellow Cake's doing the final testing. It's live. Like I can use it, but there's no one else can. So we're just gonna make sure that everything is.
That's
good.
The responsible thing to do.
Yeah, and do the audits, do the and mostly just the testing. Like, it's not that complicated protocol compared to 2 fucks, like not a tenth as complicated, but still, like I'm 100% on the back end code. It's like it's good, it works fine, but the front end stuff, just to make sure there's no glitches on the buttons and that kind of thing, because that can be very finicky, especially on blockchain. So yeah, it might be a couple weeks to get that sorted out, but I think we'll see it before Christmas. Bribes for Christmas.
Bribes for Christmas. I like that. The new narrative. The new narrative.
What are your thoughts, Fast, on Alive?
I'm very interested to see where it goes. I'm certainly paying attention. I think any token with Axis as a spokesperson is something that should be paid attention to. I'm very interested in, potential arbitrage opportunities, or long-term arbitrage opportunities. Like Moxie was saying, if you can get a huge rebate for your Access to stake it out for 15 years, well, that's not something I would normally do, but like if I get 99% back up front, well,
Okay, true, Moxie. His is 99%. Mine was 50%. He smashed it. Went to 99.
yeah.
Well, and let's not forget, like, if you want, a calm position, a quad cost, I think about $50,000 or $60,000 right now, to become a quad father. There is going to be a big alive comp pool as well, right? And so if you can essentially like run arbitrage between Axis, Alive, and then Alive Com, and so it's not just one token, but you can play 3 tokens through through ratio trading to try and get to that quad father position without putting 60,000 into it. I was looking at like putting another 10K into Com the other day, but the slippage is pretty high on it. So that could be another possibility to get your composition up, is through these arbitrage opportunities as well.
Yep. Yeah, no, that could be the play. I think if there's cool farming options for the Alive token, or other things like that, where people see a need to hold it, that's going to make there be, a long-term play there. And I think, if people go in with moderation on the options that they have, and participate in the right way, there's probably going to be money on the table. Not financial advice.
Well, I have a feeling that, I think a couple of the big Axis wallets are also some of the biggest 2FUX holders. I mean, you might do some chain analysis to figure that out. Who knows? But like,
I heard the Nope guys are also some pretty big 2FUX holders.
I think that's
rumor
true
on the street.
Yeah. But there might be some pretty good, liquidity providing incentives all over on FUX, 2FUX for, Alive Com, Alive Axis people as well.
I think something that could happen. I know a guy. We could set that up.
Yeah, but that guy might want bribes. It's the only we can do that for Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, strangely enough, I actually have a no bribe policy. I've had several offers of, we will give you this if you do this, but that's actually not on the table. The bribes are external to the opportunity.
Only on right.
Thinking about Christmas, now I know the Star Trek outfit I was going to get for Fast for Christmas. I can't do that now.
Yeah. This is actually a jiu-jitsu rash guard, so I wear this while I fight people.
I know what, a wetsuit. I think I'll get you a wetsuit for Christmas.
I don't have a wetsuit. I also don't have an ocean. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. He lives like in the middle of the mountains, I think, out in Canada somewhere. Probably
work in the lake, like in the ice, like I think you could have one so that you could swim under the ice, maybe.
You guys ice fish, so I mean,
That's true. Keep you warm, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever Grumpy Old Men was filmed in Canada, or was that in like Minnesota?
No idea.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah, no idea. Well, cool, guys. I think I'm gonna wind it down unless you guys got more. I'm gonna grab some lunch. Unless you got some more shilling that you want to do.
I got one shilling thing.
Let's go ahead.
Do it. Thought this last week because of the Esquire book, men's book. Actually, I got a lot of notes saying they bought that book. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
This book here, Heal Your Body A to Z by Louise Hay, is an amazing book. If you just look up any ailments that you have, it gives you the probable cause and the new thought pattern. Very spiritual book. For instance, I had a torn ACL and I had it repaired back in '98. and the knee represents ego. So I was dealing with, some issues with the ego. Lower back pains. Lower back is money problems. This thing is amazing. Highly recommend it. Get it for the holidays because you can sit at the table and, people will, diabetes. Actually, let me just do one real quick thing. So diabetes, what is?
And I do torn meniscus.
All right. So, diabetes, the probable cause, longing for what might have been, a great need to control, deep sorrow, no sweetness left. And then the new thought pattern is the moment is filled with joy. I now choose to experience the sweetness of today. So meniscus.
Meniscus.
And these things are spot on. They have
I've struggled with the torn meniscus, dude, for well over a decade, probably about 15 years. I tore it back in the marathon. Back in the day, I didn't want to get the surgery. I let it heal naturally. And then every time I start getting a little bit aggressive in the gym, and I started going a little harder than I should, that damn knee and torn meniscus kind of behind the knee starts acting up and getting inflamed. And it's, man, I'm going to Arizona at the end of the year. I'm going to do stem cells if I can't find any other.
I've got somebody for you actually that can help and non-invasive. She could probably do it via Zoom. I'm not kidding. This woman is amazing.
Okay, I'm going to pay $6,000 and I'm going to inject the shit out of it with stem cells and be like, all right, let that thing read.
I'll forward you Sandy's information. So
interesting to have a conversation about it.
The knee, there's no like separate thing for meniscus, but the knee.
Oh, okay, it just falls into the knee.
Yeah. So two things. The knee represents pride and ego, and I am flexible and flowing is the new thought pattern. And knee problems, stubborn ego and pride.
I have that sometimes.
Inability to bend.
I have that sometimes too. Like if you guys go ahead, try to show me something, see if I'll buy it. I probably won't.
fear, inflexibility, won't give in. All right. So, and then the new thought pattern is forgiveness, understanding, compassion. I bend and flow with ease and all is well. And that's probably more towards yourself than others. You know what I mean? Sure. I could see you could probably be hard on yourself, just because you're a high octane kind of guy. But
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a great book and it's very revealing. You'll talk about everybody's ailments at Thanksgiving and the holidays.
And how you could enlighten them a little bit. Maybe they could fix their ailment if they were to. Now they have to put some of that stuff in practice, and a lot of that stuff is going to take a lot more work than just what the words is in the book, right? You're going to have to go in there and learn how to do some of those things. And that's going to be a whole nother skill set for you, or a whole nother thought process that you're going to have to reprogram. Which is a journey in itself. So.
And just having the awareness of it, when you have the awareness, if you're not aware of it, just having the awareness of it is a gift.
Yep. That's Oliver's had 2 torn ACL and meniscus. Yeah, meniscus sucks.
I had a torn meniscus too. I let it heal. It healed on its own.
Yeah, but if I didn't hammer it in the freaking gym all the time, it would heal. And I just don't want to I'm stubborn. I want to get up and I want to crush the day. And so I go to the gym and I'm going to be in the gym for an hour and a half, freaking crushing it. And then I feel good that day. And then when I lay in bed that night, I'm like, uh-oh, shit.
Well, Sandy, this woman that I've used, I thought I tore my rotator cuff and I slipped on the floor. And she just did some simple exercises with me. And I was 100% within a month. So
you nailed it, dude. It blames your personality. That is so it. That could be a good book around Christmas dinner. I agree, Frank. That could be a very good book around Christmas dinner. So, look at that guy.
Let me bring it up.
Yeah, no worries, man. Always. That's a good one, though, Sam. I love it. I had 2 ACL surgery when I recovered 100%, and I had meniscus surgery. That surgery was a worse decision. Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories with the meniscus surgery, and that's why I won't do it. I'd rather just freaking inject it with stem cells. I've heard that has a 95% success rate. It's $6,000, and the guy out in Arizona who would do it that has very high reviews in Scottsdale. And I'm like, you know what? That could be a good Christmas present that I give to myself. So we will see. But I have the appointment scheduled. So, Frank, if she can't fix me before my appointment, I'm getting it done. I'm telling you right now.
When is it scheduled?
December 22nd.
You know, this could be something that, you know, your community could place bets on. Does Corey go the alternative holistic way, or does he go the stem cell injection? And which is going to work first? So, I mean,
Which is going to be the fastest? I want the fastest. That's why I'm in crypto, man, because I don't want to wait around for real estate for 30, 40, 50 years. So I don't get crypto because I want something faster. Like, I'm all about speed, man. I want my shit. I want it now.
My money's on the science. I think the science is going to win for speed.
So yeah, the science will win for speed, and but maybe a little of both, because there's nothing wrong with both. Like, everyone's always like, oh, it's either this or that. It's like the whole, like, you know, science versus God kind of. I'm like, well, it can be both.
Yeah, well, that's
It needs to be or. It doesn't need to be an or. It can
It's
be both.
yes.
Or here's another one: E-hex or P-hex. It can be both. I don't know. Why is it got to be an or? I just, you know, that's the way I live my life.
You know, if you're not like scooping up a little bit of E-hex at these prices,
Oh,
and
it's ridiculous. Dude.
I
The
mean, for
liquidity
like-
there so thin. Holy shit.
well, I mean, and you stake that out for like, do a 10 to 15 year staking ladder with, I mean, like, who like got in late and was like, their goal was to get 1 million hex, and like you can go pick up 5 million hex for nothing.
Yeah, you go get it now.
You have 10 to 15 year staking ladder with that little bit of money, and like if it never moves, who cares? But if it does something crazy, like, you're set in 10 to 15 years just with that little amount of capital right now.
You know what, Monty? I feel the same way. E-hex is going to do one or two things. It's going to just basically go to zero and get smashed because Richard Hart shits all over it or something like that. Or it's going to fucking moon so hard that it's going to, you know, basically throw the freaking pants off of everybody. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, because if Richard Hart were to come on and actually give it a little love, which he might now because he sees the market still likes it. Maybe not favors it, but they still like it. And maybe he'll come back on when he starts streaming again, when he comes back to work, which I always like what Fast Abdul says. He might be like, hey, well, come over and buy that on Pulse Chain if you really like that asset. And that right there is giving it enough love. Or he kind of tweeted that. I remember that in E-hex started pumping off of that tweet. Him saying that again on a live stream could, I think it'd moon it. He'd go and do a 10, 20, 30, 50x overnight, like, because the liquidity is so low and it's been just, you know, hemorrhaging for so long. Man, for me, it deserves a spot in my portfolio because of that, just because of that.
Well, I mean,
I could be wrong. That's fine.
Let's not forget, like, it's not just RH. Like, there's some like OG Bitcoin dudes and like,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Genesis Ethereum whales that have massive bags of E-hex, like, with or without Richard. Like, those dudes can support the price and send it and put the price wherever they want when they decide. You know,
Don't forget the problem is already fixed in regards to, like, oh no, staking costs too much, and there could be new things in the future. We have Maximus DAO tokens on Ethereum that are bridged to Pulse Chain. There's the Magic Carpet Ride guys have their pool party,
The pool party stuff. Oh, not pool. Steak
party is, Steakhouse, and then Maximus DAO guys have pool party, which is like a group, both of which are group staking protocols. And then there could be more, like the actuator guys. They could move to Ethereum. That's far from impossible.
You have maybe Alex, the wizard with the beard, working in the background, who might do some new version of HSIs. In fact, I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true this is, so please, guys, don't hold me to it at all, that through HSIs and his creativity, he's figured a way how to stake E-hex over onto Pulse Chain. Like, I don't know how that's going to work or what that. That sounds wild to me, but there's some magic way he can do that with the HSI technology. I don't know. That's also right there to your point, True Moxie and Fast Abdul. That alone, if he pulled that off, that one thing alone could absolutely moon EX.
Well,
Absolutely.
let's not forget how low the liquidity is right now. Like
That's what I keep. Yeah,
I mean, if you remember, like back in the the bull market, there was dudes selling $1 million clips, buying and selling at $1 million clips.
right.
To buy BankX out is nothing.
We'll get there. We'll do
one
it.
player could come in and just go boom, you're gone.
We'll do it.
But they're waiting for these guys that are like only PHEX. They're waiting for them to just get completely out. And I think EHEX in the next couple years is going to have the most refined set of holders, to where like that price can go do crazy numbers,
Yep.
because they're only in PHEX. The biggest Jeets are already out. The truest believers have big bags of EHEX still. So
yeah, I can agree with that. That's why the price got crushed so bad.
yeah,
I mean, that's why the liquidity is so low now, is because the biggest Jeets are out. And that's what you wanted. So now you can start over again. But we'll see. For me, it's still a very speculative play. I hold a position in it, but obviously my PHEX bag is considerably bigger. So, yeah. Well, cool, guys. Anything else? I'm going to wind her down from here. Any last parting words?
I just want to mention that we got some crazy new pools on Tufucks. We're adopting many communities. So I have like a pool for PDI that's paying 197%.
Hey, I don't know PDI. Someone said I was a shark. I don't believe that. Who said that? Comments earlier. Oh yeah, Corey, you're a whale. I'm not a whale, bro. Over 1 million PDI is a shark position. I don't think that's true. To check out the chain analysis to see what is that. But yeah, let's peg it, man. Peg it. And also, I own a little bit of the freaking. And now I was finally catching a bid. I've owned this for a while now. The forked wrapped Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I've owned that for a little while now, just sitting on that bag. And then Sami starts talking about it, and the shit starts mooning. I was like, okay.
The biggest PW wrap Bitcoin holder, I think next to Richard Hart, bridged in like 360 grand the other day and bought $25,000 more of it. So, I mean, this guy's sitting on like $2.2 million worth of it.
You sure it's not Rackham?
I mean, I don't know who it is, but
he's going around and buying all these different coins and then dumping them. Like,
I'm just saying that one of the biggest holders, just with over $2 million
let me stop
right now. Another 25 grand.
Don't like quote me on Twitter and get Rackham all mad at me. I don't have any proof of that.
It's probably not.
People are saying on Twitter.
It's probably not, because this guy sold a bunch of Titanx coins, bridged it into Pulse Chain, and then bought $25,000 worth of wrap Bitcoin with it.
Yeah, that might be him. There's a guy going around and he's doing it like all the different influencer coins, and he even did it to IMPLS, like buying up and then they dump it. Like, I don't know who this guy is. So watch what he does with this transaction, and it'd be interesting. Gingerbread Man, you're here right when I was closing out. You love to come in right at the last minute. But go on ahead, man. We're gonna allow some commentary from you. What's up, brother?
Oh, I thought it was an hour later, man. I'm in my CST time. I know daylight savings. It happens or doesn't happen in Puerto Rico. It happens or doesn't happen in Arizona, dude. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're here. Anyway, yeah. I mean, just some interesting things, man. And not much commentary about the pump necessarily, because I think we're all fully aware of that. But just some commentary on some different things I've been doing just to try and win in a bigger way, because I thought you get this whole idea of, you could go do some trading and you sell the tops, but of course that's easier said than done, and buy back in the bottoms. I think it's just easier said than done, especially in a bull market. What I have been doing, though, I have to admit, is whichever of the cores runs the hardest, I take profits in that. I roll it over into the one that hasn't run very hard.
Oh, that's
And,
smart.
Been doing a little bit of that. So like recently I sold some Hex.
That's smart.
I still love Hex. Believe me, I love Hex. I sold some Hex, bought Pulse X and Ink, and what do you know?
Nothing
We're
wrong
getting
with
the
that
next
move.
leg up in that.
I'm all about that
So-
move. No, I'm not doing it.
That's been awesome.
all
That's
about
been
it.
awesome. I like doing that. And then man, Sami
Sami's been
tweeted the
doing
rat
that for,
Bitcoin.
like-
Yeah, Sami tweeted the rat Bitcoin.
The day of I first started watching him. That was like
Yeah.
a lot of his early content was the ratio stuff, and he was like nailing the stuff like right on cue, perfectly. And he still does a lot of times when he talks about the ratios, and yeah, he's excellent at that.
So yeah, just been doing that, and then of course, the rat Bitcoin. Sami posted about it. I literally saw
Yeah,
it
you posted our
within 15
community.
seconds. I saw
I
it
was
within 15
happy.
seconds I've been posting, and I went and bought a big old fat stack, and pretty cool.
I've owned that bag, man, since probably December of last year. I bought it, and then you know when I bought it? So Richard Hart came out with a Christmas video. On that Christmas video, he didn't talk too favorably of it, and it dropped to like $70, and that's when I bought my bag.
Hey, welcome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I caught the absolute bottom of it, but it was close. I might have caught it around the 100, but like it went down, and like it was so. I've been holding it since. Just like, okay. And now it's starting to come to life, which is pretty cool. It's fun.
Right. Well, that's the beauty of it now. It's so funny, man. The sentiment of it all. I was talking to some friends a little earlier, and you rewind 3-4 weeks, and he's like, "Oh, it's the worst. It's never gonna happen. This sucks." I'm like, "Dude, just be patient. Chill out." And then I talked to him yesterday. He's like, "Bro, we're so back. We're so back." I was like, "Get out of here. Get out of here."
Yeah, Hans says, turn off this show. Man, we love you, Hans. Keep up
That's
the good work with the TA. We love your TA, bro. Keep it up. Well,
So anyway, just want to pop in, guys, and say we're excited. It's fun. It's fun to be part of it, and we're ready to rock and roll.
We appreciate you, Jim Bread, man. We'll see you around. And the rest of you guys, I am going to also hop off and grab some lunch. Guys, enjoy the weekend. Hey, we got Turkey Day coming up. I don't know what I'm going to do out here in Puerto Rico. I might go back up to the UK mountains and just do Thanksgiving with my family. I think that might be on the table. So touch some grass, in other words. Go out and touch some grass. It's Turkey Day. Go get fat. Go to the gym afterwards so you can lose the calories. Man, look how fast I'm doing flexing. So, well, cool, guys. I am out of here. We'll see you next week. We appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, guys, don't forget, the more value you create in the real world, the more value you can bring into crypto right now and still be buying next to the bottom, closest to the bottom than we are to the top. That's for sure. And that way you can literally 100x your life and you lock in that legacy wealth. There's 380 of you guys watching. God, what are you guys watching over on Twitter for? Come over on YouTube and smash the like, hit the subscribe, help the algorithm. At the very least on Twitter, repost. Man, it's crazy how many people love to stay on Twitter. It's amazing. I love YouTube. That's where I like to hang out at. So cool, guys. Happy Friday to you. And I will see you next week.
Okay. Hasta luego, amigos.